Welcome to Kinda Influenced.
We're two millennial moms.
Navigate life and career on the internet.
We're your hosts, Zoe Potter
And Sarah Dickey.
Grab a drink,
grab a snack, and let's chat. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, I think. I'm good.
Yeah, you look lovely. I love your black dress. I love your bangs today.
Thanks. It's a shirt. I got it from Anthro, and I never wear it.
Why?
I have a lot of, I don't know, I have a lot of those. I mean, I'm sure it's really shocking to you that I have a lot of clothes.
No. Really?
Like an excessive amount. My problem is that I wear what's in like the first quarter of my closet because it's just like accessible. And so I dug a little bit deeper today and I was like, oh, I forgot about this shirt.
I love it. For audio listeners, it's like a black,
like peasant-y.
Yeah. Peasant-y, yeah, but super
it's got
cute.
like a tie. It's cute. It makes my boobs look really big though, and I think that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
You know? Remember when we were young and all you wanted was big? Like, did you ever stuff your bra?
Okay, no. Do you know what I did?
What?
In college, I used to double up my bras.
Mm.
2 bras.
Me too.
On top of, so like a push-up bra on top of a push-up bra.
Yeah, it makes those things look massive.
I wouldn't say I have large boobs because like I'm sure that there's so many out there.
But you do. Like
but they're not huge. Like I guess in comparison to the rest of my body, they're like, I don't know, because when I'm shopping for plus size clothing, I always find I'm lacking where there's always extra space in the dresses and like, yeah, I just don't think that they're huge compared to my like body size.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
I would say I'm like proportionate. Like you don't look at me.
I'm a little less than. Okay. Like I have a little less.
Okay. But
I think after having children and like all that, like God,
they're like stretched out National Geographic bullshit.
They're living their best life.
I told Bryce, I was like, I'm getting a lift. I don't care.
I want one so bad. Yeah. I don't want implants. I don't want anything like that. I would love them to just be up. And I actually talked about this on my YouTube channel because I did it like a ask me anything kind of thing. And someone asked like, would you ever get like plastic surgery or like injections and things like that? And I talked about it. I'm like, I've had lip injections.
Yeah.
I've had them twice. I haven't had them in like a year and a half, 2 years now though. And then I not that I'm against it, but the idea of Botox kind of freaks me out a little bit.
I get Botox. I'm scared. I got Botox. I haven't had it in 2.5 years either.
Yeah, that's just it, right? So like I think that my thing is like the needles don't scare me, things like that, because obviously I got lip filler. I'm scared of not being able to like show my emotions on my face. Like I'm a very like my face tells the whole story. Sometimes the story is a little different than what's actually coming out of my mouth. I actually had a friend of mine tell me that like I have no poker face when it comes to trying new food. Like I can't if I hate it, you'll know instantly because my face will just tell a whole story. So anyway, what am I even talking about? Okay, so yeah, but the idea of not being able to move my face scares me, but I did get it one time for my TMJ and it was like a life-changing for me. Like
I don't get a lot of it. I get like 10 units, which is like
what that means.
It's like nothing.
Is that a lot? Oh,
no,
okay.
And I literally just get it. I have like 111 that's like very prominent because I squint because I don't wear my glasses. I work in optical, my bad. So I get it in that one and so my face still moves. But just before the pandemic, and it's hilarious because these videos are like showing up on my you know, on TikTok it does like the video, you're like past
this
video
day, yeah.
Oh my gosh, so these videos are showing up where I wore way too much makeup. And I got a lip flip.
Oh yeah.
And my smile is completely different.
Yeah. And you can't drink out of a straw.
I could still drink out of a straw.
Oh, could you? Because I've heard some horror stories. I'm like, that's just no. Like I can't. I love straws. And that's probably why my filler migrated, is because I'm a straw girly. And apparently if you're a straw girly, you shouldn't get lip filler. Anyways, it's not that bad. Like it's not like
I would have never noticed.
I notice. And some people on the internet are like, your stupid lips. I'm like, okay, well, they're not your lips, Deborah. It's okay.
Let me do what I want with my own damn lips.
Calm down. Anyways.
People are so funny. But I used to stuff my bra.
I would love a breast lift.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And like, I mean, double bra, stuff your bra. I mean, I've got the chicken cutlets before.
I used to use my mom's shoulder pads. And like, we're talking in like grade 6.
Oh, you were like, I know. I had large boobs for that age. For
I
that age, like my puberty came on quick. My boobs were big when I was little. And then I just kind of like, it all
was,
made sense as I got
yeah,
older and they weren't like obscenely massive. But like when I was little, I didn't have to worry about that.
my boobs came in like grade 8. So from grade 6 to grade 8, I stuffed my bra with my mom's um things.
Shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads. Yeah.
That's a mood.
It's something.
I love it.
I got made fun of for it, but it's fine.
Oh no.
Or water bras. Like, do you remember water bras?
I do remember water bras. The gel and the jelly
So
ones.
weird.
So what a weird time to be alive.
I know.
And now everyone's like, small boobs. Aren't small boobs like trendy now? Like,
I don't know. I think we're like free in the nip. I mean, I don't wear real bras anymore.
I do.
I just wear like shitty bandos and my nipples don't fit in. Someone the other day on one of my videos was like, can you get a bra that fits you? And I was like, probably not.
No. Period.
What are you? You said you got a special treat for me.
It's not a treat for you. It's a treat for me.
Oh.
But you can, well, what, do you want to come get it? Like,
yeah, I do.
hop on a plane. Sarah influenced me on something.
I'm scared.
So it came in the mail.
Already?
Yeah, I got it yesterday, but last night, and I wasn't about to make one of these at like freaking 9 o'clock at night. So this, for audio listeners, it's the Cira Greens Superfood Powder. I'm so hesitant. I've never tried a greens powder.
I don't like sip it.
Oh shit, really? You chug it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have like a sipping cup and a little straw. Okay, well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if it's
I mean, it tastes fine, but like I put it in like I do it like I do pre-workout.
Like a shot glass.
Yeah, this is like a means to get like vital greens into my body.
That's why I got it. So
yeah.
I'm not here to sip it casually, but also I can't just do a shot on that. Like, I guess I could have. I'm not planned for it. That's okay. Okay. So that's another thing too. If this tastes like grass, I'm out. Like,
it doesn't taste like grass. No, it's delicious.
Okay. And like that bloom is all over my TikTok and it's all the undisclosed ads. Listen, no hate to you if you're a Bloom girly and if you promote Bloom and stuff like that, but it's like excessive. Like that's all that's in my face.
Zoe's so mad that it's all undisclosed ads all the time.
I have a very hard time because I'm so by the book. Like as soon as that stupid paid partnership option came off on TikTok, I was like, it's so scared. On.
Oh,
on. I'm just scared to do something wrong. Like I'm just like a by the books kind of girly. And
I love that for you.
You know what? If you don't like, some people just don't disclose their ads and put like partner or like this or that, and that's fine. But I'm just scared of. Okay, this is really messy.
Well, yeah, it's greens powder.
I don't know what to expect. I just want to poop better. That's all I want.
Honestly, like elite poops. And like I feel like I've had less like I feel like I've maybe had less bloating since I started taking it too. I'm a bloaty Betty.
Like I don't bloat. I'm sorry, I do bloat, but only on my period. I'm not like I'm just fat though. Like I'm just like
fair.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I have Crohn's disease, so
yes.
You know,
yeah,
we're a bloaty Betty over here.
Yeah, and so this is probably very helpful, right?
Yeah, I mean, and like I don't know, I eat a lot of vegetables, but I'm also like I don't feel like you can ever have enough, and like I'm not gonna eat spirulina like that.
What the hell is spirulina?
I don't know. That's the thing that makes these things really green, I think.
Oh,
I think. Also, I'm talking out of my ass.
I just want more fiber. I'm old. I want more fiber. I want to poop well. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking from you.
Bryce like fucking chugs fiber daily.
Should I just do a shot? Just powder?
Just dry huff it?
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get this off without spilling it. It's very messy.
It's not messy.
Okay, we're there.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
Also, I got this mixed berry.
That's the one I got.
There's 2 different flavors. Sarah said the mango. She just doesn't like mango. So I like mango, but I figured I'd just do what Sarah said.
I feel like mango is just like people are just it's really mango-y.
Oh.
Like it tastes good. I don't know.
It's earthy, but like
and it's always gonna be earthy. I just feel like on like principle, I just chug greens.
Yeah, I mean, like I obviously if it's not sippable, like I'll just do it once a day and just
that's all
you do, like do a small shot.
The first thing I have in the morning with like half a cup of water.
I'm making such a mess right now. Hold on. Okay. So it's very green.
It is very green.
Oh, it's dark. It's very dark. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's really stirred. Although I heard a frother is a good option.
I feel like it mixes in really easily. Also, if you're looking for this, I feel like both of us probably have it in our Amazon storefront.
I don't. I'm such a bad influencer.
Did you buy it through my Amazon storefront?
Oh shit, I'm so sorry I didn't. Why didn't you tell me? I literally messaged you and I was like, hey, I'm gonna get this. That's when you send the link, dum dum.
I just assumed you would have.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
No, I'm bad. I'm a bad influencer. I don't
need the 20 cents.
It's probably more than that.
Probably not much more.
Okay, maybe. Are we ready?
Okay.
If I like it and I continue to buy it, I'll buy it through your Amazon storefront.
Perfect. Okay, ready? I'll buy it through yours.
If I ever put it on there. I'm so bad at that kind of stuff. Okay. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so nervous. Why am I so nervous? It's so dark. Like, this is why I'm nervous. It's literally black. It's so dark.
It's the color of healthy grass.
I'm so scared it's going to taste like I'm drinking leaves. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's tasty. I'm just not out here sipping.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's like delicious.
No, it tastes, it's like the best tasting greens I think I've ever had.
It truly tastes like cold tea without sugar.
Interesting.
Like a green tea with a bit of berry, freezing cold. I think it's not bad. It doesn't taste like grass. It doesn't taste, I'm not like enjoying this on ice like 3 times a day.
No.
But I will do a shot of it every day so I can poop better.
Nor should you drink that 3 times a day though.
No, it said 1 to 2 times on here.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna do 1 time because I don't need this 2 times a day.
No, that's fair.
It's not bad though. I'll keep you posted
on your poops.
On my poops and on my, I don't know, what else does fiber give you?
No clue. But I have like my lineup
my
of
energy.
My lineup of morning beverages right now is like so excessive. So I start with a cold glass of water. Always. Okay. I need a cold glass of water first thing in the morning. Then I do half a cup of greens. So I do that. And then
half a cup?
So I do like a half a cup of like water with like a thingy of
but
that.
A full scoop?
Yeah. And I just down it.
Okay.
And then I have my like regular coffee. So a quad espresso.
Holy crap.
And then I also have a protein coffee.
Are you just peeing all day?
No, because I've worked in retail my whole life. So I'm a camel.
Even after baby?
Oh yeah, no. Like I've peed once today. Oh my God. And I probably drank 40 ounces of water already on top of that. Like I am a hydrated queen.
That is what I aspire to be. Do you want to hear my morning routine?
Yeah, I want it. Can't wait.
It's very bad. So I start each morning by peeing and then I come downstairs and I have a tea.
Yeah.
And then I forget about everything else until about 10 o'clock. And then I'm like, I should probably eat something. And then I make breakfast. And sometimes I make breakfast earlier, but like I'm so focused on my kids and stuff in the morning.
Yeah.
And I don't want to rush. I don't like to rush my food because I don't like rushed food. Yeah. Like I could just eat like a quick, easy, but I want to make something nice. So until I have the time to do that and enjoy it, because you can't enjoy food with kids.
Well, we're at very different stages. Like Sully takes 45 minutes to eat. Oh,
you could have like a 3-course meal.
So I just like sit there with her and enjoy my 37 beverages and whatever I'm having for breakfast.
Yeah. So yeah, so I have my tea. That's literally, and then sometimes I'll be able to sneak in breakfast before I get Marlo to school, which is preferable because then I'm not like raging hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I drink my tea, but I'm trying to get better. Like I'm sneaking in more of those like Cira hydration drinks because they do make me feel very like
they have made my skin glowier. This is such a ad for Cira Nutrition without being an ad.
I know, without being, hey Cira, do you want to be a podcast sponsor?
We'll run a commercial for you. We already did. Yeah. But like legit, my skin between snail shit and Cira Nutrition, my skin is skinning.
It's very glowy.
What else is going on for you this week, my friend?
Not a whole lot. Yeah, no, it's been really busy. Oh, Theo has a cold.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been sleeping amazingly. He stayed
Mm.
home with Andrew and I yesterday and we kind of tag teamed the day. It
Yeah.
was fine. We managed. But we're just kind of knocking on wood that none of us get it.
Get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like it's fine. It's just cold, but like
I hate being
I don't
sick.
have time. I don't have time
No.
for that.
And taking care of kids while you're sick is the worst. It's like
No.
that's worst punishment in the world. I think I'd rather be
Yeah.
waterboarded.
Oh no.
I don't
Are
think
you sure about
I
that?
don't think I really know what waterboarding
I
is.
don't think you do.
I don't think I want it.
No, take that back.
I take it back. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, yeah. What about you? What's going on over there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing. We're just
Wow, we should just call it and just pack the podcast up. We'll be done for today. We're boring.
we are boring. I got my hair moved up yesterday.
Oh,
Which is always such a weird thing to say to people. They're like, "Do you mean you're getting your hair cut?" I'm like, "No. Like my extensions are just getting moved up." So I did that yesterday.
that's fun.
Bryce is off for like a few days. He's
That's
off all the
exciting.
time. Yeah, so I mean, we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
It was like spring. It was like 16 degrees for a day, and now it's
Mhm.
snowing again.
Yeah, it's
So I'm
snowing
just
here too.
angry. I'm also trying to eat my way through my freezer currently.
That's fun. I've seen a couple people do that on TikTok to like kind of cut down. I can't do that when I have kids. Like I like
Yeah.
kids that eat solid meals
Oh,
all the
totally.
time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I still am like buying stuff for like berries and shit for Sally, but we're going away in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
refuse to throw away food. Like in this economy,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
No.
So just trying to like cook my way through the freezer, which is gonna get really weird really quick.
That's okay. It's creative. It's using your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The most important thing this week, and I'm just going to jump right into it, is
Yeah.
what's on my For You page. When we recorded this episode, our For You page was all about Kate Middleton conspiracies. So much so that I did an entire segment on it. Upon reflection, and since the news has broke about her diagnosis, we have made the decision to remove this portion from our podcast. We are sending Princess Catherine and her family all of the good vibes in the world, and we are hoping for a speedy recovery. What are we talking about this week, Zoe?
We're gonna do another fun NSFW, maybe not NSFW. Based on our like submissions, it's not going to be as saucy as the Valentine's Day one, but it's more of like a Ask Zoe and Sarah anything episode about like you want our opinion on life, relationships, love, friendships, anything that comes to mind. We asked you to ask, and we have a few submissions. So we're going to take your stories, your questions, and bring them to the podcast. And we're going to pretend like we know what we're talking about and try to answer them.
Maybe I'll be as well versed in this as I am in the royal family.
Yeah. Do you have notes?
No.
All right. So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
Go for it.
Okay. So let's start off with a question.
Okay.
Oh, this is an easy one. Well, easy for you.
Uh-oh.
Recommendations for high protein snacks.
Oh,
just bought Alani shakes after watching your review.
Yeah.
Sarah would like to recommend cottage cheese in any and all shapes and forms.
It's so true. Literally cottage cheese is like, it's so high protein. Same with Greek yogurt. Two really easy things to like substitute in. Easy ways to do it is like dips too. So like if you're like a veggie and ranch girl, veggie. So I do Greek yogurt with like ranch powder for my ranch.
Plain Greek yogurt, right?
Plain Greek yogurt. Yeah. I also just like love, and I think they're so underrated, like turkey pepperoni.
I was just gonna say I have an obsession with the turkey pepperoni sticks.
They're so good.
So good. Yeah.
Yes.
And they're high in protein.
They are. And then I think that like I think what a lot of people do is they unfortunately supplement too much of their protein in a day. So they'll have like 2 or 3 shakes. Like Bryce like triple scoops protein powder. He also tries to get like 220 grams of protein in a day, which is a lot of protein.
Yeah.
But I find that like if you're just like, this is what I think people need to do with food. And I think it helps a lot of us, the way that we think about it, especially if we're recovering from diet culture, is we need to not think about taking things out of our diets. We need to think about adding things to our plate, right? So like if I want to have Oreos, I'm going to have Oreos, but I'm going to have Oreos and strawberries and Greek yogurt. So like adding something to it to make it a more balanced, nutritious plate. And so
I think I heard someone say, eat what you want, add what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really easy to do with protein instead of just like powering down on like Alani shakes. They're delicious.
They're
I
good
have
and they're like, yeah, they're good in a pinch. And like,
100%.
I find that if I'm having a day where I'm not overly like, I don't know, like sometimes I'm just not into meat. Like I'm just not
Yeah,
super into meat and I don't want to eat like, so I feel like just having a protein shake so I can get that protein in when it's needed, like
it's a good one.
perfect. Yeah.
Totally. Also, protein milk, I think, is so underrated.
Oh yeah, I forgot you love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Fairlife and Nutrell both make protein milk, and it is like so good. I use it in my coffee. So my coffee has like 13 grams of protein in it,
Oh,
which
that's kind of cool.
is, yeah. And then I also have a protein coffee. So like
Yep.
by the time I'm done, like my liquid breakfast, not my like real breakfast, I've had like
Yeah.
40 grams of protein.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I think it's just like little ways like that.
Okay. And eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Eggs are so good. I know
Mhm.
like it's hit or miss, but like make some hard-boiled eggs if you like them for a snack.
Yeah.
For egg salad. Like
Yeah.
there's so many. Yeah, I love eggs.
I don't love eggs.
I
So
know, I know.
I
You're kind of an I'm anti-egg and like I'm pro-egg. So
I'll eat an egg. But like Bryce eats like we go through like 18 eggs. No, 24, like a 24 pack of eggs a week. Less than that. And I'm like, that's insanity.
wow, good
Yeah.
for him.
He loves
How
eggs.
was he eating them? Out of curiosity.
Just like scrambled. He eats like
Scrambled eggs?
5 scrambled eggs every morning with egg whites added to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That's a lot of egg.
But yeah,
I
that's I
feel like
mean,
I would get the egg ick after like 2 days of that.
I get the egg ick really quickly.
Yeah.
So like I'll go through like a week. Oh, cottage cheese toast is my favorite breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, I get the egg ick really quickly.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't mind. I don't mind it, but like I feel like I if I was eating that many that often, like
Yeah.
I'd get it.
Yeah.
I'd get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a question? Do you
Yeah,
have anything
I have a
going on?
story.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. Story question all together.
Okay.
Warning on this one about pregnancy and loss.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks after a painful miscarriage that my friend knew about, and I knew I was grieving, she announced her own pregnancy to me. I'm not hurt that she's pregnant, but by the way that she announced it. She did it in a very theatrical way, setting me up for a surprise and filming my reaction.
No.
I completely broke down while being recorded and later asked her to delete the video. I'm very hurt that she chose such an insensitive way to tell me she was pregnant, even though I'm happy for her and told her that many times. I'm not sure how to move on with our friendship and if I should forgive her. I'd appreciate your advice and thoughts.
That's so hard.
I'm sorry, first of all.
That's I literally can't imagine.
No.
I've not experienced anything even close to that.
No.
But even just putting myself in your shoes in this situation, that would be devastating.
Yeah. Be
Um,
awful.
I want to hope that her intentions weren't negative, your friends. However, I feel like being a woman, just in general, a human with I feel like you should know better. Like
You should. I also think though that sometimes people are just so excited that they like don't. And if
they
you
black
haven't,
out.
and if
Yeah.
you haven't been through a miscarriage, and if you haven't had a hard time conceiving, I
Yeah.
think that you maybe don't understand how painful it can be and like how isolating and alone it is. And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. What she did is
No,
I don't think
no.
is right at all.
I don't think so either.
But I do think that there are layers to it. And
Yes.
I'm hoping that she was just
Caught up in
just
everything.
caught up
Yes.
and excited
Yeah.
and, maybe thought it was going to be like good news for you and didn't see how it would
Her
hurt.
side, yeah, your
Yeah.
side of it. That being said, having that feeling towards your friendship, and that's valid, 100% valid. And
100%.
I truly don't know what I would do in this situation. However, I think the biggest thing you can do is reflect on it and see if that's a friendship you want to continue pursuing, or if it's time to cut ties and move separate ways. Because if it's something you do want, if you do love her as a friend, it's been a long time that you've been friends and that, you actively want to put a band-aid on things and hopefully move not on from it, but move up from it. And then I think the biggest thing is to communicate everything.
I think that, yeah. Like either way, you have to have an honest conversation about
You
it,
have to
whether
be able to sit down and talk about it, explain your feelings, really approach it tactically. Like, this is how I'm feeling. This is how you made me feel.
Yeah.
This is why, I'm struggling with our friendship and moving on from this point. Like, making sure that everything is very crystal clear, because I feel like in that moment, you're going to know whether or not it is a friendship that you want to continue on with. Right.
Like, and I think it'll just fester if you don't say anything and you don't have that
Yeah.
conversation. Like,
And
you'll
that's not good
always
for
have
you.
the
Like, you
no.
want to make sure your soul's happy and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I would say like have an honest conversation, and from there you can decide whether or not you want to be friends, right? Like it's not, I
exactly.
don't think you
Yeah.
can make that decision without talking about it.
I think you do need to have a
Unless it's a friend
conversation.
you don't care about.
Yeah, if it's like a casual like acquaintance or whatnot, but it sounds like you guys are pretty close friends, especially if you're sharing your personal,
Yeah.
not that you shouldn't be sharing if you've had a miscarriage or anything like that. Please, like I think that's the most important thing to
Yeah.
do if you're comfortable, is to talk about it at least with someone. But if you trust her enough to share that, then I'm assuming
you're friends.
it's a
Yeah.
good, like a good strong friendship. So
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
I know. We're thinking about you.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, and
sucks.
hopefully with communication, you can at least have a better idea of what you want to do in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know how to. Your turn.
Okay, sure. Okay. The greatest mystery in the universe. Will I ever find love?
Just kidding. What? Really?
Will I ever find love?
Is there more?
It's Carissa. It's our friend, so she doesn't need to say more.
Yes, you will.
Yes, she will. Honestly, so I mean, it's supposed to be anonymous and stuff like that, but Carissa doesn't care. So you are the most like bubbly, hilarious, amazing human being. You're such a catch. You're independent. You're funny. You're a boss. I think you need the right person.
Yes.
And that person needs to be at your level, and you just haven't found them yet.
100%.
That's it. Like they're coming. I don't see a future where you are like alone, and that I see that you need to find that person that's going to be at your level.
Yes. And I think that goes for everyone too, right? Like if you're having that moment where you're like, am I going to be alone forever? Like it's literally just about meeting your person. And I know that's like the shittiest advice anyone can give you, because it's like, well, where do I meet them?
Or when or how or this or that. Yeah.
But like don't settle. From a girl that settled so hard and like had a terrible relationship and then met like my Prince Charming. Ew, I can't believe I just said that. But like the love of my life, like don't settle. Just
don't
keep
settle.
persevering.
It's not worth it.
No, and I feel like it's better to be if I was like to compare to my past relationship, it was better to be alone than to be in that.
Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah, you're gonna find him.
Definitely.
I think that you should make it a dating series on the
internet. I 100% will watch that with like, I'd grab my popcorn and watch Chris's dating series every night.
Oh my gosh, in a second. I used to have a blog once upon a time when I dated a lot called POF, Plenty of Filth. And it was just all like the trashy dates that I went on. It was great.
Oh my, I'm learning so much about you.
I don't share that very often. It is shut down. You cannot find it.
I was going to say, I'm trying to like sneak find it.
All right. What do I got? What do you do to de-escalate after a fight with your partner?
Ooh. Okay. This might just be me and my situation, but I need to remove myself from the house, from the room, from the person, from that. And we don't fight a lot. Like it's not like, and when we do fight, it's never that serious. It's more usually a miscommunication.
Yeah.
But I am very hard-headed. I'm a Leo. Shut up. I'm not stubborn in the sense that I assume that I'm always right. However,
I'm the Taurus.
Yeah, I know. But I am very proud and I have a hard time admitting when I'm wrong. So I know that I need to remove myself, have the time to myself, whether that be go to a different room, go to a different place, etc. Distract myself either with my kids, someone else. Sometimes I voice note Sarah, like things like that. And then I compile myself and then I come back to it. So I never tackle it in the moment ever. Though I am getting better at like, because of therapy, I'm better at communicating my feelings and things like that in the moment. But
Yeah.
if it's an actual fight, I need to remove myself. I need to focus and think and plot and then come back and have that discussion.
I am the complete opposite of you.
You're like, let's do this.
And like Bryce and I don't really fight either. Like I think we had 4 fights in our years together. But I can't do anything else if we're fighting. Like
Really? Okay.
I can't turn it off. I can't, like, I need to. I'm also like, neither of us are yellers, so our fights are like, they're very like talked out. Like we're like, I'm frustrated because
that's healthy though.
They're good fights. I just can't walk away from it until it's resolved, until I feel better. I also am like a hysterical crier. So
me too.
Half of our fights are just me being like
crying.
And I can't go to bed if we're fighting.
No, and I don't think that, and I'm sorry, I'm not saying that as like remove yourself, go to sleep, start fresh tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go to bed angry. I don't think you should go to bed in a fight as a couple. If you can, if it's something that can be resolved, resolve it. If it needs more time, you need to communicate that together and say, we will be readdressing this XYZ kind of thing.
Yeah. I can go to bed frustrated, but I can't go to bed angry.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I can I feel like sometimes like it's not fully resolved exactly, like, but like I feel like we're in a good place when I'm still like, I'm actually right and you're wrong, and I can go to bed like that, but like not angry, but I can. Yeah.
So very helpful information from us. You go away or you stay. Wow, we should not do this. Hopefully one of those 2 things will help you.
Yeah, and if not, I don't know, break stuff.
Ooh, go to one of those like rage rooms where you smash plates and stuff.
To go to a rage room. I feel like I'd be really good at it. Yeah.
You would be really good at it. You would pulverize those plates.
I like to break things.
Okay, I have an audio.
Oh,
do we want to do an audio?
I am so excited for us to try to do this.
Okay, I'm gonna put it into the microphone so that we can all hear, and we're gonna all be very quiet. Hold on, and make sure that we can hear. Okay, ready, guys?
My fiance and I are going to start trying to have babies soon. So my question is, how do you prioritize your relationship when also having kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's so many layers to that.
So many.
First of all, amazing.
Congratulations.
So exciting. Congratulations. That's such a fun time. And I don't know. It's just like, I loved that little like in between time where we were like planning and nobody really knew. And it was just like our little secret.
And contrary, like on the opposite side of that, it can be the most frustrating and emotional time of your entire life. So be prepared for either.
Yeah, just I think try to go in as open-minded as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And I guess once you have said children
yes,
or babies, I think there's so many different layers to it as well, because for the first little bit, it's going to be all about your child, because they literally need you every moment of every day, both of you, to survive and to like grow and to like this. So things are probably going to get put on the back burner for a little bit.
Correct.
Sarah can attest to that. But try your best to still have little date nights, even if it's at home. Take time for just the 2 of you, even if it's like during a nap. Do something just the 2 of you. Maybe put your phones down and just focus on each other. Maybe like play cards or like watch a movie or like cook a home cooked meal together, things like that. And like my biggest tip is like continuously keep that spark alive if you can, by just like remembering to like flirt with one another and to like tease each other and to like, just little things like that go such a long way when you're in the thick of it with children.
And so from someone who doesn't have a great sleeper as a kid, I go to bed really early. So it is not feasible for us to do date night after Sully goes to bed. Like it just
Yes.
it doesn't work. Or I'm exhausted the next day and I'm not a
Mhm.
great mom. So like for us, we've really had to like lean into like the little moments. So when we cook dinner, like we turn it into like we turn it into a date if we can,
Fun.
right?
Yeah.
Like we eat dinner, the three of us every single night, and like prioritize that time. We go on dates as a family all the time. Like we
Yeah.
always just have Sully with us.
Mhm.
But it's what works for us. Like we,
Yep.
we make sure that we go out for dinner at least once a week and like enjoy that time together.
Mhm.
So like our prioritizing each other involves Sully, but
Yes.
that's just like what works for us.
She's still so young too, right? And that's
Exactly.
why it's like it's
like
so different. Like from where I'm at in my
Totally.
relationship with my family versus you, they're like night and day.
Yes.
Because of just the age of your children. Like that's just
100%.
it. You're gonna have to just expect things to get a little weird for a little bit and communicate
Yes.
so much of everything together.
And I think that there's this like, and it's interesting because I have a question about this too, but there's this like pressure for us to not move into that roommate stage when you have a kid. Like everyone's like, make sure you don't do it. I personally think it just happens. Like
It does, yeah.
And I still love Bryce more than anything. And like, he's not my roommate by any means. I'm attracted to him. Like he's my husband and the love of my life, but we're just in a different phase right now. And that's okay. And I think that like, we need to take this pressure off of ourselves to be like, you need to have sex 7 times a week for us to like feel
there's
like you're
so much more to it than
like,
just like physical intimacy, right?
I feel like there's so much, we put so much pressure on ourselves to like keep so much of that alive where it's like things are going to change for a minute, but it's a season.
Everything's temporary. Yeah.
And that season's going to make you so much stronger in the long run.
Yes.
So I just don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. And like remind yourself when you're in the thick of it that it's your first time being a parent. It's your partner's first time being a parent.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn how to navigate things. You're going to do things that work best for you and your family and your children. This is what it's supposed to be. Do it.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to navigate and learn and ebb and flow. And what works good for you may not work good for Sarah or work well for me. So just try and be as flexible as possible and expect anything, but try and just ride it through.
Our advice is top notch today.
Really bad.
Expect everything. Nothing might happen. You may or may not, but do not try.
Done.
Do or do not must try. What is that Yoda quote?
No, I can't. After you just said that, I can't do it because you just messed me up.
Do or do not. There is no try.
There is no try.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So take that with a grain of salt and good luck. No. But yeah, super exciting.
Congratulations.
So exciting. Congratulations. You're going to have the best time. And
my best advice for conceiving is pre-seed.
I don't know what that means, but write that down.
There you go.
Okay. Do you want to tackle one?
Yeah. What's one thing that you learned from marriage that nobody taught you?
Oh, that is a good one.
That is a good one.
Do you have anything off the top of your head?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Do you?
Something about marriage that nobody taught me. Oh, that is really hard.
That's really hard. There's so many things that no one taught me. I think that like you hear a lot of people say that it has to be hard. Like marriage is always.
I was literally just gonna say that it's hard. That like everyone says it's hard. I don't think it's hard, but I think, and I'm not saying that like cockily or anything like that. I'm like, it's not hard. Of course there are challenges, but I think life is hard.
Yeah.
Marriage is easy for me. Like not easy, but like I don't know. I don't want to come off like privileged.
No, I feel like I actively every single morning wake up and choose to be married, right? Like I wake up and I choose Bryce. And I I'm excited to spend my life with him. And
I still get like butterflies and giddy. I'm like, I live with a boy.
But like there are hard moments, but marriage isn't. For me, it's not hard. It's not hard to be like every single day I get to do this. Like it's not like budgeting is hard.
Yeah.
Going
Taxes.
like that's hard.
Yeah.
Getting to spend time with my best friend is not hard.
So maybe that in itself is advice, because making sure you have the right person.
Yeah.
That you want to be in a relationship with the rest of your life. Like marriage, everyone says, you know, expect this, expect that. Marriage is very hard. And you know what? It can be. I'm not saying that that's abnormal and you shouldn't be with that person. And if marriage is hard, it's not right. It can be. I think for me though, and like you said, I know that he's my person.
Yeah.
We're meant to be together, and life is hard. But the one thing that I'm grateful for is the fact that I have someone to do it with that makes it easier.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like, I think if you're like actively choosing each other every single day, like it makes it easier. Like I don't have to wake up and love Bryce every day. Like no one's making me do that, but I get to choose to. And that's really fucking cool to me. Like I get to choose to like do stupid things with him every single day. And like, you know, so I think that that's the one thing that no one told me is that it's not actually hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it isn't. Like, again, like if you're in a relationship and it's hard for you,
and it's fair.
That is normal. That is
totally
very normal. But I think, that was just drilled into my head so much, is that like, I'm going to be constantly actively trying to like save my marriage and like try and like love this person. I'm going to like fall out of love with them. And it's going to be, and we haven't been married for like a couple years. We're going on almost 10 years married. Yeah. We've been together for like, it's been a girthy time, and everyone's like, after the honeymoon, it's going to fall down and like, it's going to be miserable and this and that. And I'm like, and I guess I was just always waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
And it just never did.
Like it's not easy every day.
Oh,
there are hard moments, but the moments are fleeting. The moments are fleeting. Like we don't live in hard. We live in like happy, and there are hard moments, which I think is probably how I assume that a lot of people live, right? Like there are hard moments. We just can't focus on those, right? Like those aren't the defining moments of your marriage. The defining moments of your marriage are other parts.
Exactly. It's like people who experience like traumatic childbirth and like the worst pregnancies and like difficult childbirth and like difficult long nights with their newborn, and then like choose to have another baby. Yeah. They don't think about the things that they went through to get to that point. They think of all the positives that like molded them as a parent and as a, So I think it's very similar with marriage, in my opinion.
I agree. That was maybe good advice. Zoe.
We were on the same page, so I feel like that's a win, I guess. You at the comments after this, you're gonna be like, this was not helpful.
You guys, worst podcast ever.
Don't do this again. Okay, I have a story time from one of our listeners. My biggest thing that I wish I knew during a very irresponsible relationship. Ooh, this is good to know. So let's put this out there. Trigger warning. Abuse. I think emotional abuse. I think that's what I'm going to put the trigger warning as.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit of inappropriate ages. Putting that out there too. It's hearsay. Like it's whatever you take that as. Okay. When I was 19 and he was 31. Pretty big gap, pretty young on her front. I just got attention and mistook it for love. It never ended up physical, but I did end up being financially abused, and I'm still dealing with it to this day. Oh my gosh, over $15,000 in credit card and line of credit debt. I had zero business getting. My biggest piece of advice is to discuss finances alone with someone before you trust taking on a financial debt, such as a line of credit, mortgage, etc. I wish I had done that and saved myself a ton of stress and interest. LOL. He knew better, being 12 years older than me, of course. I definitely did not. I was young and should have talked to someone. That is actually very helpful.
That's very helpful advice.
Especially if you're young and you're jumping into a relationship. Maybe you're moving in with someone, you're buying a car together, you're buying a house together, any like big financial moves. Talk to someone before jumping in, just even to get their opinion.
And have like really honest conversations about finances.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I feel like it's so easy to get manipulated
I
in
guess,
that,
yeah.
especially for love when you think
Yeah.
it's love and
Yeah.
like you just I've not I can't say that I can speak to that personally, but I know a few relationships that I've had, I would have done anything for that person
Mhm.
and that would have screwed me over in the end. And I know Sarah has a little more
I don't I have I've been through it. It
Mhm.
sucks. I'm still recovering from like to this day from like a like from a credit perspective.
Yeah.
Bryce and I keep our money separate.
Oh, do you really?
And
Wow.
like we have separate bank accounts. Our paychecks go into our separate accounts. We have a
Yeah.
joint savings account, but we don't have anything share a seed. Um
Really?
yeah, and like we like take turns paying for things. We split our mortgage, we split our bills. Like it is like everything's quite fair and it doesn't also need to be fair. We're married. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But we do not have joint accounts. And I will never I don't think I don't foresee a future in where I'll ever share money with someone.
That's so interesting. Is it because of what you experienced though?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. Just making sure that you're aware of what's happening and
Totally. My
yeah.
mom, my mom also like one of the like literally the last things that she said to me was do not share money with a man. And
Oh,
not because my dad ever did anything, but because my mom is an
no.
excessive shopper. And my dad would always he would question her like bank statements all the time, be like, what did you buy at Neiman Marcus for $2,000? And she'd be like,
A
don't
chair.
worry about it. Yeah, 100% a chair. So yeah, that's literally like one of the things that she kind of also
So
ingrained in me.
interesting. I
Yeah.
love that though.
Yeah.
Like I think because Andrew and I have been together for so long and
Hmm.
we got together, we were both young,
Yeah.
not young, but we were both 20 when we started dating. So that's young.
Hmm.
And we experienced everything together. Our first car, our first house, our first apartment, all
Yeah.
of that was as a team. So I
Yeah.
think that because of that, we just got accustomed to
Totally.
sharing things. And we both have separate accounts. Like I have a separate bank account. He has a separate bank account. My payments, my paychecks go into my separate account, his go into his account. I
Hmm.
have access, we both have access to one another. And we have separate savings and stuff like that, but we have a lot of joint too. Like we have a
Yeah.
joint credit card, we have things like that, but we do
Yeah.
have separate as well. I think it's good to have if you're not going to go the full route where you're having separate everything,
Yeah.
then having a bit of an option, like having the option to have a separate.
Totally. And I
Mhm.
think that, like, I mean, you do what works for you, and that
Yeah.
is what it is. This is what works for Bryce and I, and like
Yeah.
we've never fought about money, which
Oh,
is,
that's so nice.
I think, one of like the biggest fights in a marriage and a relationship is often
Yeah.
about money. Like, he doesn't know how much money I spend at Sephora. I don't know how much money he spends on car shit. Like, and it is fine.
Except when you guys do your videos where he has to guess how much you spent at Sephora
Yeah.
and then he almost passes out.
He almost dies every time. He's getting really good at it
He is
though,
good, getting
which
good at
is
guessing it. Yeah, that's
dangerous.
impressive.
Um, all right.
You got one?
I have a story.
Ooh.
I have a story. So, funny story. The first time our daughter walked in on our husband and I having grown-up time, she walked in and yelled at me with her full chest, "Stop crying so loud. You're waking up your whole family."
Oh my God, I would be
I would die.
traumatized. Traumatized.
She then stormed back to her bed. Her thinking was I was crying, and the utter lack of compassion is the perfect summary of her third year of life. An absolute troll. This was 5 years ago, but my husband still throws that quote out, and it has us in hysterics. That is amazing.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
Okay, so what would you do if your child walked in? Okay,
That young?
That's
3? You're not remembering shit when you're 3.
Are you sure about that? As someone with a 3-year-old who quotes me things from like 6 months ago that I forgot about, that he remembers.
Well, damn.
Yeah, and Marlo constantly tells me stories about when she was 3 and stuff like that.
Okay, then I don't know.
I'm genuinely scared, and I'm actually shocked that it has not happened to this point.
Do you have the birds and the bees conversation then?
Not yet. Isn't that too young? Like, when
I
is it
don't
too
know.
young?
No clue.
We have an almost 7-year-old and an almost 4-year-old. I feel like that's too young.
Mommy and daddy love each other very, very much.
Oh God. I think I'm gonna have to get therapy for when we have to have that conversation because I don't want to mess my kids up. I really don't want to mess my kids up.
I am like, because I'm a science girly, I'm just gonna be like, we're gonna talk about this biologically.
I know, but like, and I'm okay with that too. But also like trying to explain biological terms and like structure to a child,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
that's hard.
I thankfully feel like I've got some time.
You have so much time. I don't know how much time I
You
have.
don't, I feel like you don't have that much time with Marlo, especially 7 years old now is like 15 years old when we were kids.
I literally just got a message, not a message, like a notice from her school being like,
Yeah.
FYI, we're starting health class with your child. Things are going to be discussed. Y'all good with that? And I'm like, Andrew, we need to figure this out. What do we have to talk to her about? Like, do we have to set her up for anything? Like, I'm very, like, with my children, I'm very open. Like, we pee with the door open. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, I'm the naked mom. I'm the mom that walks around naked. Like, my children, okay, I don't know if this cancels me or not. I don't give a shit. My children still have tubs with me every now and again. Like, we do bubble baths as a family. We have a huge tub, though, too, right? They love it. It's like, I'm their mom. I'm their comfort. Like, it's like, you know, and I'm not ashamed of anything like that, but I also don't want to mess them up. Like, I really don't want to mess them up.
I mean, so my mom used to call it my no-no spots, and I think that messed me up.
That would mess me up too.
Yeah. So I think that like, as long as I think I've read that the more like matter of fact you are about it, the less trauma you're going to do.
And that I'm very casual. I'm not like, I don't go extreme or anything like that, or like things like that. Like I'm very specific. I say the right terms.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But like at the same time, and like Marla will stand there watching me change my tampon, and she'll be like, and she knows what a tampon, like Theo the other day, I was stuck in the bathroom downstairs and I was like, oh my God, I don't have a tampon. I was like, Theo, can you run upstairs and grab mommy a tampon? And he's like, yeah, runs upstairs, comes down, brings me a tampon. Doesn't even think twice.
We're such opposites. I'm a never nude.
Really?
I'm fully a never. I am, if I could shower with jean shorts on, I would. I am a never nude.
That shocks me.
I know. I sleep in pajamas.
I'm hit or miss. It's like, depends on the day.
Fully a never nude.
Really? Okay. Should we unpack that? Are you okay with things? Like, are you good? Like, you just said if I could shower with shorts, I would.
I mean, that was at Arrested Development.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Tobias from Arrested Development is never nude.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know. So my mom was always naked, and I thought it was kind of weird.
And I'm gonna mess my kids up because I'm always naked. But my mom was always naked, and I'm always naked. Maybe
I think it just depends. I think it just depends on the person. Like,
and I should say this: like, if my children were ever like, "Oh my God, mom, go," like, I would never force it on them. I'm getting ready and my kids come in and like, I'm out and like, Marlo needs help with something. So I run to her room and I don't have a shirt on. Like, it's not a big deal to like, me and my
like
family.
A bra, but like, I mean, now I guess I'm more unabashed since having a kid and like whip my titty out all the time. But like, I'm a never nude.
Really?
Yeah. Like, do you just change in the locker room?
So I don't go to locker rooms. No, that's hard to be like
at the swimming pool.
I hate public pools so much. No, because we have my kids with me. Yeah. If I'm at a public pool, I'm with my kids. I just don't go to public pools. I hate public pools. And no, and I'm very aware of like, I'm so scared that there's predators everywhere. Yeah. So my children absolutely are changing in a stall with me. We're all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. From day one. I'm just so paranoid.
Same. Yeah, but fully a never nude.
Okay, that's fun. I will make note of that when we get together to not be naked. It would scare you.
My best friend is not a never nude. Like, she just like fully gets naked like in a hotel room together. Yeah.
Like,
and I'm
if I'm with Carissa or my friends or stuff like that, and I'll get changed with someone right there.
Yeah, I don't care. I will just not.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go into a bathroom to get changed.
That's fine.
It's so weird.
Yeah. That's not weird at all.
I mean,
no, it's to each their own.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I have another one. Okay. This is interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how maybe you can help. I don't know. Let's find out. Just wondering how people deal with being single for so long and then go back into relationships. That's tricky. So I guess you were in a long-term relationship and did things, you were single for a long period of time. And then how do you struggle to get back like into a relationship mindset? That's tricky.
That is. I think you just have to remember that like you need to be emotionally available for someone else.
Yes,
and
but
I
at the
think
same time, you need to recognize what is right for you.
totally.
Too.
Yeah. But you can't, like, you have to share your time more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
That's hard
not.
because I guess if you're committing yourself to an actual relationship, you
Yeah.
probably do have to make some sacrifices in the sense of your
100%.
time, and like that's tricky.
I mean, I remember like I am a very scheduled person. And so I think that was like the biggest change for me when Bryce and I started dating, because I'd been single for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I, went to bed at 8 p.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. I went to the gym. Like that was just my life. And Bryce very much so was like a nighttime guy. Like he, got home from work at 7:45. So,
yeah. So where are
he
you gonna
went,
fit?
yeah. And so it was just like us having to like kind of like ebb and flow and like balance. I mean, now Bryce gets up early and is like, we don't leave the house after 7 p.m. anymore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was just a lot of compromise. And I think it's like learning or establishing what you're willing to compromise on when you're getting into a relationship, and like being really true to like the things that are important to you, important to them, and then seeing where you can balance it.
That's a really good answer. I don't think that I can add to that because I've
Yeah.
not experienced it. But I think that that's, again,
look at me
two
go.
sides. It can be one or the other. But I think that that's helpful. So,
yeah.
Do you have any more questions or anything? No? Okay. I have the last one.
I love it.
Last question of the day. Let me just triple check that is the last questions. Yes. Okay. This is interesting.
Okay.
I'm scared to date because I don't want to have kids. I know it's a deal breaker. Any advice? Okay, so I think that there's two ways that this can go. Obviously, I mean, I'm assuming, so if I'm wrong, correct me on that. Most of our following is around our age, give or take. So I'm assuming that the age group that you're looking to date is probably around our age too.
Yeah.
In which case, could come with children. So is it that you don't want to have your own biological children, or that you don't want kids in your life, period? Meaning you will not date someone who has kids with another person. Because those are two very different things.
Very different things.
Right? So
not wanting to have kids, I think, is just like I think at the end of the day, though, with either, though, it's just a conversation at the beginning.
I think you need to make sure you're finding the right person and get that out front. Like that's like from the get-go.
Second date conversation.
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
100%. Because I think that like in our 30s, we're probably dating for a year and a half, engaged for a year, married.
Yeah, it moves a lot quicker usually. Yeah, that is if you want to get married and you want to go that route.
Totally.
But I think that making sure that you communicate those needs immediately, if not like pre-date, but during date or date two, making sure, because you don't want to waste time on someone who wants completely different things than you.
And I think it's being like very strong-headed about the fact that like this is something that's not going to change.
Yes.
I went
if you're certain. Yeah.
Totally. Like I didn't think I wanted kids before I met Bryce. But I was sort of open to it, and it was important to him. And as I like fell in love with Bryce and was like, oh, you'd actually be an incredible dad, like I actually would like to have your child. So for me, there was like a open door, sort of.
Yes. Yeah.
But if yours
it's circumstantial, but if it's a hard no and you
like,
know it's a hard no, then communicate that 100%. And also, I guess it does come down to make sure that you know within yourself. Do you make sure, like, do you want kids? I'm sorry, do you not want kids, or do you not want children in your life? Because you probably will run into a lot of dads who are probably separated or like, I have children with another person.
We are in that age range now.
We are like, that's kind of what's to expect in our dating age group. Granted, if you're in your like early 20s and that's not even at all what you're expecting, don't worry about it. Just make sure you communicate your needs. But really determine, like, are you okay with them having children that are going to be in your life, just not you have your own?
Yeah. I think that like the moral of all of these questions, even though we flip-flopped on some of the answers, is communication is literally the most important thing. I think that's the
biggest takeaway is, and that's, I mean, that's why therapy is like such a big industry, is because we suck at it as humans.
Totally. And just like I have to write stuff down. I'm like
me too.
writer downer of things, and I write things down and then I communicate them. And I think it's just finding the way that like communication works for you, and you need to communicate with your friends, you need to communicate with your family, like everyone in your life you need to communicate with. Communication is key.
It's key. It's hard. Don't worry if you're the type of person that's like, okay, great, communication's awesome. How do I do it?
Yeah.
I ask myself that every day.
Clear, I think, yeah.
Yeah. And if you need to think about it, if you need to write it down, if you need to, yeah.
Clear. The two things that I say at work when I talk about communication is clear as kind. So being really clear with what you need and what you want is really kind. And that you always want to assume positive intent when someone's communicating with you.
Oh, look at you.
I think it's important.
Sarah.
I know she's the manager. I think it's important that when people are communicating is like to remember that like it's 99% of the time coming from a good place, especially if they're sitting down and having a conversation with you. And you need to like field it that way. Like sometimes it may not feel kind if it's like a differing opinion, but that it's usually positive intent.
Yeah, not everyone is out to attack you.
No.
That's what I think all the time. Everyone hates me and they don't want to speak to me and they don't like me.
No one hates you.
Well, I'm sure there are some people, but
I hate them. This
was a good episode. And I feel like it wasn't NSFW, but I feel like it was juicy. And like, I feel like we got to know a lot of you a lot more. And hopefully we were kind of helpful.
Probably not at all.
If not, we gave you the complete wrong answers and just do the opposite of what we said.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes. Thanks for being here. Oh, like, subscribe, comment, give us 5 stars, please. On
anything
Spotify,
less than 5, we don't want it.
Apple. Also, if you are a strictly audio listener or a strictly video listener, if you don't mind, if you got an extra 5 minutes, just pop over to the other thing and just rate us, like us, comment. You don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. I mean, great.
You can just scroll right through.
But if you could just engage a little bit, that helps us so much.
And
so much.
Steal your partner's phone. Go on to Apple or Spotify and just do the same thing there.
Same thing.
Strangers' phones on the street.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all we ask.
Not much.
Can you imagine? Can I have your phone for a second?
I would do it.
I've done it. Andrew has given us 5 stars.
Oh, so is Bryce. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
100%. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, you guys, and have the best week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.